What's up guys, this is Mitch or Dehacker13 from jailbreakauthority.com, and today I have iOS 7 Untethered Jailbreak News number 4. Now if you guys have not seen my past 3 videos in this series, basically what I do is I give you guys the latest updates and news regarding the iOS 7 Untethered Jailbreak. And that's what I've been doing the last 3 videos, but in this video I also wanted to give you guys some information on the Ragebreak, because I have been getting lots of messages, lots of comments, people ask me if it's real, because lots of people think it might be fake, because the evaders, people may think the only real jailbreak can come from the evaders, and that's not necessarily true. Of course, there are lots of people out there with fake jailbreaks, there's lots of scams that make you pay money, but Ragebreak is actually real, and I wanted to start off this video talking about it. So I will put the link in the description down below. It was created by Ragemaster, and Ragebreak is based on WinOCM's OpenSnow project, which uses the old LimeRain exploit from GeoHot in 2010. And so, Ragebreak is nothing new. It's not like this is a brand new program using new exploits, and it only works on the iPhone 4. If you guys didn't know, Ragebreak, what it allows you to do, if you've never heard of it, you can jailbreak your iPhone 4 on iOS 7, but it is tethered, and you can use Ragebreak on your Mac or on your PC. So if you do have an iPhone 4 that is on iOS 7 and you want a tethered jailbreak, then you can jailbreak it right now using Ragebreak. Now, because I do not have an iPhone 4, I cannot make a tutorial, which I wish I could. But Ragebreak, if you guys are wondering, is not an easy jailbreak to do like Evasion. Now, I'm not saying it's difficult, but it's going to take more time than Evasion does. Evasion for iOS 6 was very short, very quick. It worked very well. But Ragebreak, there's multiple steps, and it's most likely going to take you 10 to 15 minutes to jailbreak with Ragebreak. And it wouldn't take that long. For some of you, it may take 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes would be the absolute minimum. But you guys can check out tutorials on YouTube. Most of them are pretty long, and that's because Ragebreak is obviously not as easy as a jailbreak tool as Evasion is. And not necessarily easy, but Ragebreak just takes more time. There's more steps involved. So basically, like I just said, it's nothing new. This exploit was from 3 years ago, and basically it works for all A4 devices because it is a hardware vulnerability that Apple cannot patch unless they release new devices, which they have been. So this jailbreak technically would work for all A4 devices because that's what this hardware vulnerability works with, the boot ROM exploit, but the only A4 device that is still supported by iOS 7 is the iPhone 4. So if you do have an iPhone 4, like I said, and you do want a tethered jailbreak, then you can jailbreak your iOS 7 iPhone 4 right now. But if you guys do not know what a tethered jailbreak is, I would personally recommend, if you guys had to ask me for my opinion, if I had an iPhone 4, would I rather stay on iOS 6 or have a tethered jailbreak on iOS 7? And personally, I would much rather have an untethered jailbreak on iOS 6 because if you guys don't know, the tethered jailbreak makes it so every single time you reboot, you need to plug in your phone again to turn it back on. So if you think about it, if you're out somewhere, if you're at dinner and your phone's out of battery and it turns off, and you find a charger somehow, maybe you charge it in the car or whatever, it won't turn back on. So you will, in order to boot back into your tethered jailbreak, you will need to plug it into the computer. And if you're far away from home or whatever, you need to reboot your device, then you're kind of screwed. But some of you, the way I just kind of explained it, it makes it seem like the tethered jailbreak is useless. But however, it is not useless at all. And the reason for that is because the Cydia that you jailbreak, what am I saying? The Cydia that is in Ragebreak's in the Ragebreak program is a modified version of Sarik's Cydia, and it has been modified so it can work on all the iOS 7 firmwares, 7.0, 7.0.1, 7.0.2, 7.0.3, and 7.0.4. But because it's a modified version, it causes many errors when trying to install various packages. But like I was saying, this is great for developers of tweaks and applications because if they have an iPhone 4 and Cydia on iOS 7, because now they can get it with Ragebreak, they can actually start, testing out their tweaks and their apps, and they can, kind of update their tweaks to work on iOS 7. So when the evaders do come out with their iOS 7 jailbreak, lots of the tweaks will maybe hopefully start working again, because the developers have possibly started updating them for iOS 7 because of this tethered jailbreak here. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the Ragebreak. If you guys do want to download it, like I said, I will put the link in the description down below. I'm not going to give you guys any direct links to YouTube videos from other users because for the tutorial, because some videos may be better than others. It's all up to you guys. Just look it up on YouTube, Ragebreak tutorial, and I don't know how long it would take you. Like I said, the minimum should be 5 minutes, but lots of the tutorials out there are 10 to 15 minutes. So, if you're gonna do it, be prepared to take a little bit more time than evasion. So now I want to just give you guys a little bit more updates on the iOS 7 Untethered jailbreak. So if you guys think about it, it took 5 months last year for the iOS 6 Untethered jailbreak, and that was from September to February. Now, currently we don't know when the iOS 7 Untethered jailbreak will come out. We have heard that it will be out before the end of the year, which everybody's hoping for. That would be awesome. I've really wanted to update to iOS 7 yet. I haven't used it except on other people's phones. I can't wait to upgrade to iOS 7 and finally get Cydia on it. But for now, there is no jailbreak. But I'm really hoping it comes out before the end of this year. But if you think about it, last year, like I was saying, it took 5 months for the iOS 6 Untethered jailbreak from the evaders, where right now it's only been 2 months since the release of iOS 7. So the way the evaders are making it look like, it makes it seem that they're way farther down along the road with this iOS 7 jailbreak than they were with the iOS 6 jailbreak. It seems like they're making a lot more progress with the iOS 7 jailbreak, and every member of the evaders has their own job. So, coming up with the evasion tool or their new jailbreak tool is not their number one job. This is just what they do in their free time. So they can't work on it all the time. They do it for free for us. So if it does come out before the end of this year, then technically that's like 2.5 months, whereas last year it was 5 to 6 months, which it would be awesome if the evaders could release it in less than 3 months. And I'm sure all of you guys would love that too. So another last thing I do want to say is, guys, do not upgrade to iOS 7.1 Beta 1. Now, most likely it does not patch the evaders jailbreak because the evaders have been working very stealthily, I guess you could say, because they haven't been talking about their jailbreak that much, and they've just been working on it without giving out too much information, which does make it a lot harder for Apple to patch it. Obviously, they can't patch it until the evaders release their actual tool. So if you guys update to 7.1 beta, of course, you will be stuck on it because obviously there's no downgrading, and eventually the beta 1 will expire, and you'll kind of be stuck on 7.1, and most likely Apple won't release the final version of 7.1 until the evaders release their jailbreak tool. So I think Apple is planning on releasing the final version of 7.1 to mainly patch the vulnerabilities that the evaders are going to be using in their iOS 7 Untethered jailbreak. So please make sure that if you are on iOS 7 and you're able to update to the beta 1 for 7.1, please do not do that, because then you won't be able to downgrade, and you would have to find some way to somehow stay on the beta after the evaders release their jailbreak and jailbreak it from there. If Apple does release their final version of 7.1 before the evaders release their jailbreak, which the evaders might do, they might purposely wait until the final version of 7.1 is released, which would be worse for everyone else because obviously that would take a lot longer for the jailbreak to come out. But if the evaders do that, then for those of you who do update to the betas, would be fine. But for now, it's just definitely safe to stay on iOS 6 and keep your jailbreak. But if you're already on iOS 7, do not upgrade to the betas. Just stay on 7.0.1 or 7.0.2, 7.0.3 or 7.0.4, and just wait for the iOS 7 until the jailbreak. Like I said, it should be out before the end of the year, but obviously I am not part of the evaders. I do not talk to them, so I obviously don't know when exactly they're going to release it, but the rumors are that it may come out before the end of the year. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Just want to give you some updates regarding this jailbreak and also give you some information regarding the Ragebreak, which, like I said, it is completely legitimate. It works completely, but there are lots of reasons why it isn't as great. And I know that kind of sounds weird the way I put that, but obviously it's tethered. It's a harder tool to use. Well, not harder, but it takes a lot longer to use. And it only works for the iPhone 4. But like I said, it is great because now the developers for Cydia tweaks and apps can now start testing their tweaks on iOS 7 and start to make them work. So when the iOS 7 Untethered Jailbreak does come out, lots of the tweaks may work. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to click the like button, leave a comment down below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I will see you all on my next one.